My name is Will Harper, the director from Sensitive the Untold Story, and welcome to my new Countdown series to the Highly Sensitive Men's second seminar. My plan is to do a series leading up to the event on December 5th, 2020, a series of interviews featuring various professionals and non-professionals sharing their stories about highly sensitive men. We had a very successful first event early this year, just prior to the pandemic.
The overall concept for the workshop at 1440 Multiversity was that we wanted to bring together highly sensitive men from really all over the world for the very first time. This had never been done before. And with the idea that everybody would be seen and everybody would be heard, that this is a really important part for sensitive men to experience. So it was more of an experience than it was a simple workshop that you might attend. So men were able to talk with other men about their lived experiences, to discuss things that have been difficult for them, and to approach a sense of healing from a sense of community that developed amongst the men who attended. And we look forward to continuing these workshops for highly sensitive men.
So the decision was made. Let's do it again. We are currently getting ready for the second event. This event focuses on meaningful work for a fuller life.
Resilience is really important in a time like this when there seem to be nothing but obstacles placed in our ways. So what I mean by resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity and to grow from that experience. So many of us have been affected by job losses, we've been affected by income interruptions, we've been affected by uncertainties of all kinds. And so being resilient implies that we learn from those experiences, that we move forward in a way that really makes us more resilient in the future.
So now that you understand what the next conference seminar will focus on, let's continue with my Countdown series. Let's start with the highly sensitive boy. The first episode will feature the late author, psychologist Ted Zeff, author of The Strong Sensitive Boy.
What's interesting is that the percentage of men and women who are highly sensitive are equal. But because in most cultures, men aren't supposed to show their emotions, it's really hard for sensitive boys.
According to Dr. Ted Zeff, the highly sensitive person has an important mission, which is to serve as a balance to the more aggressive behavior of some of the non-HSPs who advocate a less than nurturing policy towards other humans. Having parents who understand the highly sensitive boy is paramount.
You know, I had a father who was hardcore military, and it was like, I remember when I was six years old, and I had a little fight in the neighborhood, and he locked me out of the house and said, "You're not coming back in this house until you kick his ass." So, you know, I knew that I had to stand up and struggle and fight and be a man and not really show like a softer side. And so I think in his eyes, he had to toughen me up.
Most sensitive males especially have a really hard time growing up because they don't fit in with the so-called boy code culture. And a lot of times when a boy expresses in another group with a group of other boys, "Oh, I'm afraid of something," or "I'm scared," or "I'm sad," or "I'm anxious," they get ostracized and humiliated.
I know what the problem is, woman, whether you do or not. In this world, a man has to be strong. Now, he needs to defend himself when he handles himself with other boys. He needs to get outdoors, play some sports.
But he does want to play sports. He's interested in track.
Track? Great. So he can learn how to run away.
So there definitely is room for highly sensitive men to bring their sensitivity out into the open and to own it in a really confident way, which I don't think is happening at the moment on a mass scale. Partly that is cultural, partly it's personal experiences people have had with feeling shamed because of their sensitivity and other factors. So with the release of the Sensitive the Untold Story movie in 2015, I think that really was an icebreaker. And now we're continuing that sort of push to bring sensitivity in all of its panorama of aspects into the broader consciousness of society. And over time, I think that will happen. But these workshops serve a vital purpose in bringing together highly sensitive men in community, in sort of beloved community, so they can interact with one another and so that we can guide them along on their journey. Some are more experienced and further along, and some are brand new. And so we're able to build this community over time. It's a learning community, but it's also a healing community of highly sensitive men that in time, I feel we'll be able to embody something that's really confident about sensitivity and really sees it from a strengths perspective and really begins to put that out on the world in a very positive way. So we look forward to more of these workshops in the future.
Thank you for being with me, and I hope you join us the next time for another insightful interview about the highly sensitive man.